media. Good morning, media.
It was the biggest media conference held in Melbourne for a long time. They were standing 5 deep with no room to move. Not that you'd have wanted to. There wasn't much left for Peter Cook to say, except...
Words aren't offensive, it's the way you say them. And if you say it with charm, then you're all right, aren't you?
I know, but unfortunately you didn't say it very charming.
I know. What I'm saying...
The comedy festival, of which Cook and Sir Les are guests of honour, will run for the next fortnight. There'll be shows, exhibitions and events all over town. A town Sir Les describes as a massage parlour for the human spirit.
Well, this week the Victorian government donated $170,000 to give Melbourne a good belly laugh. And despite these straitened times, we think it's money well spent. The Melbourne Comedy Festival, which is on next week as well, has attracted some 40 local and international acts, all donating their talents free of charge, and proving that the Hume Highway is not the only good thing to come out of Melbourne.
Anyway, I think now we can all get some sleep. Oh, hang on a minute, look, it's the Sunday program. Welcome to Melbourne's first International Comedy Festival.
To imagine that this bottle of warm, flat mineral water is Bob Hawke. And then I want you to imagine that this packet of Laxettes is John Howard. And finally, I want you to imagine that this old, inarticulate, stupid banana is Joe Bielke Peterson. Where is the choice? It's the banana every time.
It is no joke. There is up. You people think, well, you can laugh and carry on.
I knew Joe when he was an old man. And that's many, many years ago. I knew him when him and Flo were checking out the retirement villages. That's about a quarter of a century ago. So we go back a long way. You know, I was at school with Russ Hinds. We used to play with each other, as a matter of fact. That was when he could find it.
Yeah, very, very funny, sir. Yes, very, very funny. Just because you've got a head like a hubcap doesn't mean you're a big wheel, so you just... Yeah.
Listen, forget about Joe. Here's your man, Elliot. John Foster's Elliot.
Well, the aim of any festival that calls itself a comedy festival has to be funny. But I suppose the aim of the festival in some other ways is to expose the rich depth of comedy that now exists in Australia, and particularly, I suspect, in Melbourne.
I can't remember when I saw your face. I think I need glasses. I'm spending all my time and I can't go on in it. I close my hairdresser's laughing, but I don't know what for. Gotta get some new glasses. Get some new...
Most people here from Melbourne? Oh, a few Perth people. No, I was just in Perth for 2 weeks. It was very interesting. I went there. I didn't realise it was all built on sand. I thought someone had just thrown it on the ground to soak up the vomit on Saturday nights.
And is your tongue extended?
Okay, well, just relax, Stephen. One of the highlights of the festival is obviously Los Trios Ring Barcus. They're one of the great products of Melbourne comedy, and they've come back from Los Angeles. They're virtually resident there now, and they in fact have a deal to make a film. I think one of the most fantastic events in the festival has been the How Pathetical, taking place in the Magistrates Court in Melbourne, which is a court case about Malcolm 4X, work it out for yourself folks, using real lawyers, real people from the legal profession and actors. And the judge has been played by a member of the legal profession, and we've had a guest judge in Peter Cook as well. It's quite astonishing. The verdict has been different every night.
Mr. Nichols, do you have children of your own?
Yes, Your Honour.
Do you have other children?
I travel interstate quite a bit.
Yes, I'd have liked to have been a judge, but I never had the lesson.
De minimis non curat lex plus prima facie equals mens rea combined with the legi, then clearly the case of the Queen against Hick, Pike and Hock applies, and that question was in flagrante delicto.
Bis tenti nunquam bis nighties, for longer abstinita, which is one of the worst Latin jokes that I know.
He said, "Can I please have a room? You wog."
And are you a wog, Mr. Sharp?
Can we have a vote, please? Those who are in favour of him taking his trousers off.
Those are the legs that were in my hotel.
I attended the legs, Your Honour.
Yes, the legs will be exhibits B and C.
The legs are duly entered.
Well, I think he's guilty, Your Honour. The prisoner has been... Your conduct can be likened to that of Captain Bligh, Jack the Ripper, Sir John Kerr and the Dingo. I direct that he report to the superintendent in charge of the Topless Waitresses Rehabilitation Centre at South Yarra, perform 250 hours of, we'll make it voluntary relief work as a handyman, and carry out such duties as the superintendent might require of him.
I think one of the interesting things is the rise of ethnic comedy in the last 3 or 4 years. And the show, which is called Wogs Out of Work, has a couple of people in it who have already become known to us in that area, and it's quite fascinating to see that develop.
Signora, my daughter, she drugs.
No!
Yes, Signora. I find in her room, you know, but I don't tell her nothing. She big girl, you know. I don't look in her business. No. I'm just cleaning her room, you know, under the T-shirt. Under the T-shirt? Yes. And I find, Signora. You find drugs? Yes, Signora. And you know, she takes drugs every day because on the packet it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day.
My definition of comedy is quite simply two people without any clothes on in a motel room.
Yes.
Simple as that, isn't it? No, come on, that's my definition of something else.
And so I sat down for a few weeks and wrote this poem, and it's called Conservative Government Unemployment Figures. Conservative Government Unemployment Figures. Yeah.
I have always had a very keen interest in the peoples of all races, creeds and colours.
Yes, Slim, a lot of people have been wondering who are the Mr. Bigs behind the Comedy Festival.
That's right, Con, but we're not going to name names because we couldn't afford another court case.
Yes, but we do have in our possession an illegal tape recording of a meeting of the Comedy Festival Brains Trust, which should get us into a lot of hot water, so let's play it.
Click. Today, to talk about what we're going to do with $170,000 the government has given us for this comedy festival.
Come on, fellas, let's take this seriously. This is public money. Now, how much has the government given us?
$170,000. Look, let's round that off to even figures, okay? Say 120,000?
No,
100,000, all right.
100,000, so, righto, fellas, we've got 80,000 to spend.
Right,
so what are we going to do with it?
I've got an idea.
What?
Whoa! Oh, now what was that idea again? Give me a look at that tape. Just as I thought, National Party Executive Meeting, March the 10th.
Oh, look, we'd like to apologise to the Comedy Festival Management Committee. There seems to have been some sort of a terrible mistake.
Yeah, sorry.
We're very sorry.
Sorry, check's in the mail.
Yes.
Hey, sweetheart, you know what looked good on you? Me! I saw him first.
Oh, you did?
What's the matter, sweetheart? Can't got your tongue, eh?
What are you? Limp or something?
A taste of the Melbourne Comedy Festival.